Alright, I got water, my mic, and my bad voice acting. Let's go.
Whee! Let's do it.
As soon as I get out of this transition.
I believe in you.
There we go. Anything else I'm forgetting?
Not that I'm aware of.
Great.
I am forgetting to close the door. I've closed the door.
Well done. Oh, greetings, Green. Come to look in on our friends? Rest assured, everyone is quite well. I've been keeping a close eye on them, and have satisfied myself that they are all in fine health. As a matter of fact, they're just about to convene in Dawn's Respite to discuss how best to use up their pent-up energy. Let's join them, shall we?
Well, my friends, now that we have all settled back into our bodies, it is time we resumed our duties in earnest. Let us speak of our plans.
Ever since the Emperor's death, it's been one unsettling rumor after another. I've a mind to pay a visit to Garlemald to ascertain the truth of the matter.
A prudent endeavor. 'Tis of the essence that we establish the full extent of the threat, not least if it should prove that Xenos doth indeed orchestrate events from the shadows. In light of which possibility, I shall accompany thee on thy mission. Be assured that thou shalt find me more a help than a hindrance. Thou requirest another to imbue thine ammunition, dost thou not?
Assuming that's settled, there's something I've been meaning to look into as well.
Welcome back, everyone!
Lise!
You're fine now, right? No more headaches or keeling over?
Oh no, there will always be headaches and
That's
keeling
right.
over.
We're fighting fit and raring to go.
Just comes with the territory of the Echo.
The famous Lise Hext, former scion and hero of the Alamegan resistance.
I don't believe we've met.
Really? It's so easy to assume that all Archons are acquainted. But then I suppose your fields of expertise are rather different.
Grahatir, at your service. I have read much and more about your exploits, Commander. It is a pleasure to finally make your acquaintance.
What'd you say?
You got an ad.
I got a what?
Sorry, I didn't mean... You got an ad. There's an ad.
Yeah, it happens. It's okay,
Yeah.
It's not going to affect the recording.
Yeah, which is...
Likewise. The others told me all about you.
Do not be so sure. Words scarcely do justice to the vital role he played in our victory in the first. A more dependable comrade one would be hard-pressed to find.
Oh, right. I did glance at the report. But I'd be lying if I said I understood half of it.
It's fine, I don't understand isekais either.
Well,
Ooh, follow.
that's a lot to take in.
Why, thank you.
Just to be clear, this means we're not heading for another calamity, does it?
Not for the moment.
Shorn of their unsundered master's leadership, what Ascians remain shall struggle to see their plans to fruition. And though I would ever advise caution, I believe we may rest easy for a time.
Until the next patch.
I'll take that as a yes. Even so, I don't know what to make of this business about Hydaelyn and Zodiac being primals.
A difficult truth to bear, yes. But at last we understand the nature of our adversary. And if there are no further calamities, neither will there be rejoinings, meaning Zodiac will never regain his full strength.
Does that mean we have to sometime eventually worry about Hydaelyn absorbing too much ether?
Maybe we have to slay her.
Maybe.
Even so,
Maybe that's what we'll do in
as the
Endwalker.
oldest and mightiest of primals,
I
he
did say
remains
it's the
a
end.
force to be feared.
Maybe.
Though his is a power born of the desire for salvation, we have seen the havoc it may wreak. And it falls to us to ensure that it is never again brought to bear upon this star.
We do God say a little too often.
But tell us, Lys, to what do we owe the pleasure of your visit?
What do you mean? Isn't seeing my long-lost comrades reason enough? Alright, there was one other matter. I have a message from the Alliance, and before you ask, yes, it's about the Empire. So, after Emperor Varys' assassination, it seems his cousin Nerva made a bid for the throne. The trouble is, he wasn't the only one with designs on it, and it didn't take long for a civil war to break out. And it's not just in the provinces. Early reports say huge swathes of the Imperial capital have been reduced to rubble.
That's a
The
good
Alliance
thing?
will soon convene in Alamigo to decide on a course of action, and we were hoping you'd come along.
Well, as it happens, Urianger and I were just this moment planning a little trip to Garlemald. And we should be grateful for any advice the Alliance can provide on how best to make the most of our visit.
To Alamigo, then.
Why don't you go on without me? There's something I need to look into.
Oh, forgive me. You were just telling us. What is it, if I may ask?
I want to find a way to cure the Tempered.
Of course. You think it may be possible to adapt the treatment you used to help those corrupted by the Sin Eaters?
I'm sorry, a cure for tempering? But that would change everything. Alizé, consider yourself uninvited. Go and find us this cure.
I'll do my best.
Rude.
I was hoping you might join me. Don't worry if not, though. I won't hold it against you if you'd rather attend a stuffy meeting.
What meeting? Lead on! Last stuffy meeting I had ended up with
I
the
knew you'd
Sultana's
say yes.
poison, so no thank you.
I'll come too. If you don't mind, that is.
And you need some real-world experience. Let's go.
Mine?
Isn't he anxious as
I'm
fuck?
sure they would be glad of your company. Pray, enjoy your time together with your hero.
What'd you say?
Isn't he ancient as fuck?
No. This is his past self with the inherited memories of his alternate.
Yes, but he's lived for a long time, even if his body hasn't.
Exactly. That's why we need to train him to get his body into gear.
Okay, fair. I guess muscle memory.
No. That's not... I mean, I simply thought my knowledge might be of some use.
Plus, even if he is ancient, he's been holed up in the tower a lot.
We shall be on our way then.
Fair.
Godspeed.
When I set out to save Hulric, I think Gabu was always at the back of my mind. And having proved that the light corrupted are not lost, I am convinced that the same must be true of the tempered. Similar to those corrupted by the Sin Eaters, the aether of Gabu's soul has been rendered stagnant. And though the root cause is different, perhaps the solution is the same. It is by no means an unreasonable hypothesis, Alice, and it warrants full investigation. If there's even a chance we can save Gabu, we have to try. But however much I like to race over to Limsa and set to work, there's no room for recklessness. Not when a child's life is at stake. As I'm sure Beck Luke would remind us, we still know little and less about the soul. Any number of things could go wrong if we don't exercise due caution. And so, before attempting anything, we should learn all we possibly can about tempering. There's just one problem. Research into the condition has long since ground to a halt, and the combined work of many scholars involved doesn't exactly amount to a wealth of knowledge. Not of the modern scholars, perhaps, but what about the ancient counterparts? I know the Allegans took more than a passing interest in the subject. And if what we seek is to be found anywhere, it would surely be at the Aetherochemical Research Facility. Where they experimented on primals and their worshippers, yes? Good thinking. I've never actually been there myself, but I did read the reports on Az's Law, which means we'll be needing an airship. I think I hear myself in the background.
Oh, my apologies.
An airship, you say? Meet me at the northern bank of Silvertear Lake. I've got a little surprise for you. Oh, and come prepared to travel. Oh boy, Tataru surprises. Yay.
I mean, she kind of already spoiled what it is that she's doing.
Yeah, but it's just not going to be a normal airship, is it?
Probably not, no. It was probably stolen so that she doesn't have to spend any money.
No, she wouldn't steal, she would extort.
Close enough. He's like a mafia boss.
The legal transfer of goods between parties.
Extremely legal, yes.
Oh, it is an
Looks
airship.
like a pirate ship.
It might be a pirate ship. I give you the Bonanza, the Scion's very own airship. I built her as a company project with help from our friends the Rising Stones, and named her for luck and prosperity. Tataru, this is amazing. We'll be able to fly just about anywhere we want. Well, not if you've gotten all those aether currents. Our garments were impressive enough, but to build an entire airship, I see the annals did not exaggerate the many talents of the Scion's fabled coinkeeper. I'd also introduced myself as your pilot, except the training didn't go quite as well as I've hoped. But that's alright, because we've hired this capable fellow here instead. Ah yes, the classic case of why do it yourself when you can pay someone else to do it.
I mean, par for the course of Tataru. Can't do anything yourself except handle coin, including extorting for it.
Yep.
She probably can break all your legs.
She chooses not to.
Yeah. She wanted anything more elegant fighting style. She could pull it off, so...
She could probably steal all the primals if she wanted to.
Probably, yeah. Or more accurately, she would steal the primals. She'd end up putting them in severe debt to her.
Oh god. Aether debt. I'm sure she'd find a way to... She'd find a way. put a loan on Ether. The Bonanza is equipped with a full complement of mana cutters, by the way. Feel free to use them to get around Azzy's Law. But enough talk. It's time to fly. All aboard! Honestly, Sid would be jealous of the way that airship flies. Totaro has outdone herself. Anyway, here we are, on Azzy's Law. And Alfino's report did not do the scale this place justice. This appears to be the helix, which means we stand in the Alpha Quadrant to the east lies the Beta Quadrant and... Yes, I believe I have my bearings. Though this is my first time on Azzy's Law, I do have some familiarity with the place thanks to the records in the Crystal Tower. Unless I am mistaken, this path leads to an aetherite, beyond which there will be an information terminal. I suggest we begin our search there. And here's the terminal. A moment while I search the archives for references to tempering. Insert joke about needing to ask a blacksmith here. Ah, there we are. Iconic corruption and overview. That sounds promising. Indeed. Let us see what this report has to say. Confound it. The contents appear to have been deleted. What? No! Isn't there something you can do? Not from here, I'm afraid. But it may be that another copy of the report exists elsewhere. The question is, where to look? It says here the report was written by someone named Owen. Is it likely that he kept a copy? I would say it is a distinct possibility. Assuming he was a researcher here, he will have had quarters on the Havosphere. We can ascertain the details at Havosphere Control. Let us return to the Bonanza and avail ourselves of the mana cutters. We will need them to reach our destination. Says you. I forgot. You already have a suitable means of transport, don't you? No need to waste time accompanying us back to the ship, then. We'll see you at the Havosphere. I wonder if this dialogue will be different if you never got the flight in this area.
That's actually funny. I wonder if they thought of that.
I mean, they had to. Because you literally can't reach it without flying there.
Yeah, but I was thinking that there are other places here that you need flight to get to, but then again, you could also just piggyback off someone else. But then again, they could assume that if you've been piggybacking off of someone else, that you would just continue to do so.
Maybe. I mean, don't the tribal quests also send you on flying mounts?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
It's a way to basically advertise the mount to you.
Oh, wait, but where the... I think, but for the Zenith and the... what was it? The Sea of Clouds, you'll need flight anyway in the first place.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that you need that stuff already.
If the late Owen did indeed have a chamber here, this note will be able to tell us its number. There, from what I recall of the layout, it should be somewhere in the vicinity of... Warning, an evacuation order is presently in effect. Entry to the Hemisphere is not permitted at this time. Foiled again. In all likelihood, the order would have been imposed during the 4th Umbral Calamity, and I doubt it will be lifted in the near future. Zzz. Energy level critical. Returning to base for recharging. Well, surely there must be some other way to gain access. Force, for example. Ere we resort to that, I have an idea. Were we to send a surge of energy through yonder control mechanism, it should prompt the system to restart, releasing the locks. As for a suitable energy source, a concentrated lightning shot might suffice. Happily, I seem to recall that they are known to form at points of stagnant ether throughout the continent. You seem to recall? Are you honestly telling me that was in the records too? I am. A report sent to the capital mentioned that lightning-aspected ether was prone to pooling on the continent, resulting in surges that interfered with equipment. A minor detail, I grant you, but in my role as caretaker of the Crystal Tower, there was no such thing as too much elegant knowledge. Besides, my studies helped me to feel connected to the source, to home. I must have explored this facility 1,000 times in my mind, but to finally stand here with the two of you, it is more exhilarating than I can well express. Now then, the lightning shot, if I may. I suggest we split up and search the Beta Quadrant. Oh, but beware of sprites. They are wont to manifest where the aether is stagnant. Now you're just showing off, which makes me think we should make a contest of this. First to return here with a shot wins. What do you say? Very well, it would be my honor to come third. There's only 3 of us.
Go ahead, CEO. Yeah, exactly. Cindy's gonna be last.
Oh no, a party invite.
Bros, why would you accept one of those? I'm sure whoever sent it to you is some kind of loser.
You are an expert on losers, so I'll defer to that.
Yeah, I am elite. Right now.
Right now?
What do you mean right now? Like, what do you mean not? Where is this? I guess below? Oh yeah, those people on the cave. Ooh, hey, a lookout point I haven't seen before.
Get over here,
I
Kira.
think you have to jump down to get to it, damn it.
Just fly down.
No, I meant to the lookout point. I don't think it's gonna let you fly to it.
Oh, the one on the branch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I... Oh, it's up here. Oh, I am so lost here. How am I supposed to get around here? Have to go.
Stop.
Stop. I'm sorry, I'm late to the party.
You're fine. Did you get the lookout?
No.
Oops.
It looks like one that you have to jump to, so I guess future Kira will have to do it.
I could help you out then. After this.
Yeah, you'll have to remind me.
Okay. Bravo! That was quite a show, adventurer. Why, a spectacle proved so enthralling that all thoughts of the prize slipped my mind. I appear to have forfeited our little race. Congratulations. The lightning shot is yours. Who are you? Show yourself at once. Forgive me, my friend. The scene so reminded me of our first meeting, I couldn't resist. Well, the contest continues, so you had better hurry back. But one last thing. Thank you, Green, for bringing me here. Right, let's get that jumping of yours done. And you're already back there, okay.
Yeah, sorry. I thought you meant after this as in after doing, you know, the what, not the patch,
Quest.
No, I thought you meant the post, Shadowbringers.
Oh. That's a long time, though.
I thought we were trying to get that done today.
I mean, we are.
So I don't think we should have too many distractions other than, you know, having fun with the main quest itself.
Yay. It appears Halsey had no luck, so victory is yours. Congratulations. Now then, may I have the shot? A lightning shard that fairly dances with the concentrated energy it harbors. Handle with care. What is it that makes you so much better at finding things? What do you have that I don't? A 16:9 widescreen monitor. That is a question I too have asked myself on numerous occasions. I suspect we could both learn a great deal from Green, and not only about the secrets of adventuring. But come, we should attend to our mission. Excellent. The system responded exactly as intended. We now have access to the atmosphere. Only one obstacle remains, the security systems within. Should they be triggered, they could make life rather difficult for us. In light of which, pray leave the rest to me. If I am right, my royal blood should allow me to venture in unmolested. Assuming this place works at the Crystal Tower, yes. But if it doesn't, you'll be on your own. I want you to promise us that you'll get out at the first sign of trouble. I promise. Wish me luck. Well, nothing for it but to sit tight. I'm sure this Owen fellow was very learned, but iconic corruption and overview sounds like a studium thesis. We all had to write one. Lest you wonder, mine was about the combat applications of ether. I'm nothing if not practical. Alfina's was more philosophical, of course. Political, dare I say it. He chose to write a lengthy discourse on our nation's duty to the world. A controversial subject, to say the least. He asserted that Sharlayan's knowledge should rightly be used to protect all life on the star, in direct opposition to the country's cherished policy of non-intervention. Being a leading member of the Forum, our father was not happy. At the time, of course, Alphinaud was utterly convinced of his views and would cheerfully argue to the death with anyone who saw things differently. By which I mean, the roads were long. To be fair to him, though, he's since learned to be a little more open-minded. But deep down, he still holds fast to that one belief, and I admired him for it. I should have liked to meet the young Alphinaud. For what it's worth, my thesis concerned the elegant civilization as depicted in folklore. Oh, you're back. I didn't know you attended the studium. I didn't. A thesis was required to earn my Archon's mark. My peers as students of Baldacian convinced me to write one with a promise of unfettered access to forbidden tomes. Though I considered it no more than a means to an end at the time, I will admit it was gratifying to have my efforts acknowledged. Good gods, an Archon's thesis. I shudder to imagine the work involved. But enough about that. Is this the fruit of your foray? Yes, Owen's archive note. It was waiting for me in his chamber. If a copy of his report still survives, it should be stored in this device. Shall we find out? Initializing. Scanning for registered user. User not found. To proceed as a guest, please complete biometric authentication. Bloop. Verifying. Buffering. 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 Bloop. Authentication complete. Guest identify as member of the royal family. I am at your most humble service, Your Highness. It never ceases to amuse me. 'Tis but a pity the effect will not last forever. Doa and Une said as much when they granted me this gift. But until such time as it fades, I shall use it gratefully. Search archive for iconic corruption. Boop. Searching. Boop. One item found. Iconic corruption. An overview. The report is locked by the author. Please state password. Well, go on then, Your Highness. Tell the nice note the password. Right. Let's see. 0000. Glory be to Alag. 0001. Long live Emperor Zand. Bloop. Password incorrect. Please try again. Confound it! Come now, passwords are invariably short and simple. For instance, password. The notion that the password could be something so inane would be laughable were it not so dangerously stupid. Furthermore, your conduct in the presence of His Highness is grossly inappropriate. Know your place, handmaiden.
Freaking great.
What did that thing just call me? Called you a handmaiden. Courage! Beep boop. Password incorrect. Again. Be warned that any further inappropriate behavior in the presence of His Highness will not be tolerated. Alright, that's it. I say we dismantle and manually extract what we need. Now, let's not be too hasty. A single misstep and we risk losing the report altogether. I believe this may be a task for Sid and his colleagues. If anyone can coax Machina into cooperating, it is them. Come, let us bear the note back to the Rising Stones. I should probably mention that I've yet to meet Sid since waking up. Rambros did send word to the Ironworks, but it appears our friend has been in the field on urgent business. Nevertheless, I assure you my proposal to seek his help is no pretext, however much I might look forward to seeing him again. Him and everyone. But come, let us be on our way. Look at him, all but running. How sweet. Still, wouldn't you keep him waiting, shall we? Pray return to the Rising Stones. A wonderful news screen. Totaro contacted Sid on our behalf, and he is on his way here even as we speak. While we wait, I should very much like to hear what transpired at the Alliance Council. Would you be so kind, Cryo? As you know, the meeting was convened to discuss how best to respond to recent events in Garlemald. According to intelligence from our Doman allies, the War of Succession rages on, and the Empire remains without a leader. Amidst the chaos, the Imperial legions in the provinces have begun to move independently of the motherland. That doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
Of greatest concern to us is the Third, a legion aligned with Neva. It appears they have received substantial financial backing from House Brutus. Brutus. Aren't they the ones who took in Yotsuyu and Asahi? This bodes well. Xenos' movements, meanwhile, remain shrouded in mystery. We're hoping that Thancred and Urianger will be able to shed some light on his activities when they return. Until such time as they do, the Allied leaders feel it would be unwise to interfere in the conflict. And so, thanks in part to the Imperial withdrawal from Gimlet, they have decided to turn their attention to the primal problem once more. Working with friendly factions among the Beast tribes, they hope to reopen dialogue and explore new avenues for peace. Given the timing, I suspect they wish to put their respective houses in order ahead of a decisive clash with the Empire. Whatever their intent, this is not a problem easily solved. The Luminsons in particular struggle in their efforts, and Alphinaud and Y'shtola have been called upon to aid them. So long as we are dealing with the Tempered, I'm afraid that no amount of dialogue will avail us. But if we can develop a treatment for tempering, then anything is possible. Which is why we must succeed. And on that cheery note, why not make yourself comfortable in Dawn's respite? I'll show Sid in as soon as he arrives. Oh no, not elevated blood pressure.
Have you tried chilling out?
Well, tell it to Graha.
Well, he's just a promise, but especially for us.
Yep.
I know they keep it vague, you won't ever say the fact, but I am pretty damn sure he likes you.
Yay! We have a fan.
There's
Sid!
an official article that says Alice has a crush on you.
Oh. Here I thought we were being more of a parental figure. Anyway. Forgive us for not coming to see you sooner, my friend. As you may have heard, we've had our hands full. In our defense, you are up rather early. I was under the impression you'd be slumbering a while longer. Oh, I would have been, had you not fulfilled your promise. I still struggle with that idea. From where I stand, the secrets of traversing time and space seem exactly as unfathomable as they ever did. But if an alternate version... If an alternate version of myself has already laid them bare, I dare say that frees me up to concentrate on other endeavors. Speaking of which, you wanted my help with something. What is it? We need you to hack into an Allegan node. Well, well. A treatment for tempering, and for the next step you need to find a password to this Allegan's report. Just so. With Neriaku to guide us, we could be here forever and still not guess correctly. And thus we turn to you. Well, I'd love to say that we could help you, so I will. Once suitably configured, a magic tech terminal should make short work of identifying the password. I knew I could rely on you. Now, anticipating that I might be of use, I took the liberty of borrowing a tombstone from Rambros. It contains an Allegan dictionary. Good thinking. I'll transfer the information to a terminal and set it to work right away. Good thing Allegans didn't think of two-factor authentication. Or locking...
Yeah, thank goodness.
Or locking out someone with...
Or just using the biometrics.
Yeah. Or locking out someone with enough failed attempts. Ah, looks like it's finished. Let's see. Freedom. The password is freedom. Huh. Short and simple, just as I said. Would you care to do the honors, Your Highness? I would, my lady. Node, open a report entitled Iconic Corruption and Overview. Password? Freedom. Password accepted. Loop. Opening report. This report seeks to provide an overview of the mechanism by which icons corrupt and bind men to their will. The phenomenon we call corruption refers to the alteration of the aether of the soul. Said aether ordinarily exists in equilibrium, no element being more prominent than another. But when a subject is exposed to the aether of an icon, this changes, their soul taking on the properties of the entity in question. By way of an example, exposure to the aether of the fiend, Sephiroth, would cause a subject ether to become aligned with the element of earth. As a consequence, the subject would attain a heightened affinity with earth-aspected magics, as well as preternatural levels of endurance. Repeated exposure would further enhance these traits, ultimately altering the subject's very flesh. The changes undergone by the subject are not solely attributable to the elemental alignment, however. Further testing has determined that the subject's soul becomes umbrally charged or stagnant during the process. This stagnation of the soul has the effect of diluting the sense of self, rendering the subject vulnerable to the will of the icon, the thoughts of whom come to consume their entire existence. In this manner do the corrupted become the worshippers of the icon, their prayers serving to further empower the entity. Having discerned the mechanism of iconic corruption, my colleagues and I set out to develop a material capable of shielding one from its effects, an endeavor in which we were successful, albeit at a great cost. In the course of testing, many of my assistants, good men and women all, fell victim to corruption, and in accordance with protocol, they were summarily put to death. I subsequently submitted a proposal to investigate potential cures for corruption, but it was rejected, deemed non-essential by Lord Amon. Though I knew it would be fruitless, I protested the decision, and for my impertinence I have been stripped of rank and title, and will shortly be expelled from this facility. In all likelihood, this report will be expunged from the archives. Nonetheless, I recorded in the hope that one day, someone will undertake to do that which I could not, and find a cure for the victims of iconic corruption. End recording. So not even the Allegans were able to find a cure, or rather, they were not given the chance to do so. One cannot help but wonder what motivated Lord Amon's decision. Maybe he was tempered himself. More importantly, this confirmed that the stagnation of the soul is indeed a problem, and Angelo can remedy to that. True. Yet we were to simply to reanimate a tempered soul, I fear it would do naught but diminish the individual's fanatical faith. Indeed, it may well intensify it. No, we would somehow need to suppress the primal soul of the subject at the same time, or risk them ever remaining its thrall. So there's no point in reviving their souls unless we can do also restore the sense of self? Of course! Memory transference! The process has the effect of compartmentalizing memories, separating them into manageable bundles, if you will. By adapting the technique, it may be possible to achieve selective reanimation. That is, limit the effects to only those memories that existed prior to tempering. Through thus restoring the sense of self, we could theoretically drown out the incitements of false faith which had come to dominate the individual's thoughts. I see. The theory seems sound, and our experience treating the light corrupted would help us identify suitable memories for reanimation. But are you confident you can adapt memory transference as required? I seem to recall your attempt to do so while trying to bring us home, culminated in literal bloodletting. They did, and you're right. Despite my best efforts, I cannot recreate the mechanism, and I concede that the rather clumsy compromise I reached would not provide the basis for a cure. And perhaps it's better that we consider another approach. Your doubts are understandable, but this time I believe we have reason to be confident. You see, nodes such as this were built with the ability to simulate magics. Which leads me to believe that it may be capable of performing simulations of the transference technique. If so, we'll be able to conduct years worth of tests within the space of a few days. In theory, it will be no different on how we identify the password. But it'll take more calculating power. A lot more. I honestly couldn't say whether our equipment would be up to the task. Tell me, Sid, why do you suppose Owen locked his report behind a password? To keep it from prying eyes, of course. Why else? Wait. A password that could be guessed by anyone with leisure and a dictionary wouldn't keep it from a person minded to look. No. He wanted his report to be seen by those who strive for freedom. Not unlike the members of a certain distinguished engineering collective. I believe their motto was freedom through technology or some such. You two, round up as many Magitech terminals as you can and bring them to the workshop. Right away, Chief. Things are about to get very busy. Lucky we have you to help, eh? Right. While Grahatia and I configure the terminals, I want the rest of you to procure supplies. Namely, ceruleum to fuel the terminals and ice shots to keep them cool. The more we have of both, the better. Leave the ice shots to me. I'll round up some adventures and go on a gathering spree. I have like thousands in my inventory. No? Oh, okay. In that case, I'll just green an Alisay with the ceruleum. Here's a promissory note for each of you. Take them to Sky Steel Manufactory in Ishgard and the ceruleum processing plant in Thanalan. The people there will give you what we need. Yours is a well-known face in the Holy See, I believe. If it's all the same to you, I'll head to Thanalan. To the Sky Steel Manufactory. Did you already teleport, or are you waiting for me to step outside?
I already did.
Cool. Sky Steel Manufactory. Place with the loudest background ambience. Welcome back, Master Grave. How may I serve you this day? Ironworks Promissory Note. Issued by Garland Ironworks, this promissory note is intended for the purchase of quantity of ceruleum specified thereupon. So you are after ceruleum. In that case, please present the note to our engineer at the airship landing. He'll be glad to assist you. Ceruleum? Come to the right man. Fair warning though, the price has shot up on the account of uncertainty with the Empire, so I hope you got the coin. Ironworks promissory note, issued by Garland Ironworks. I already read this. Oh now, a promissory note from the Ironworks. I don't see many of these. Not that it's a problem. It's good as gold to me.
My friend! After the disappointment of not seeing you in Alamigo, what good fortune to chance upon you here of all places.
What's up?
As you may have heard, the Allied nations are making a renewed effort to address the primal problem.
What'd you say here?
I thought you synced up to me.
Nope.
To that end, have I invited the chieftain of the Vanu to Ishgard, that we might together plot a course. Since the war with the Empire appears to be nearing its conclusion, I would also like to call upon Estinian's lance. Alas, he is, as ever, a difficult man to find. I am informed he recently paid a visit to the Rising Stones. Should he happen to do so again, be sure to pass on my regards, won't you? But tell me, what business brings you to our fair city this day?
I need a lot of ceruleum.
A cure for tempering. You never cease to amaze me. Until now, our only hope has been prevention, our every failure irrevocable. But this would rewrite the rules of engagement. It could end the cycle of bloodshed. Very well. You shall have all the ceruleum we can provide, and an airship with which to transport it. In this matter, you may count on Ishgard's full support.
Well, good thing, because my inventory space is lacking spaces. We always need more inventory space.
Yeah. Doesn't matter the game.
Who would have thought ceruleum weighed so much? Serves me right for being stubborn, I suppose. I should have just done what you did and accepted help.
I wonder how much ceruleum she ended up carrying by herself.
Good work, you two. This is all we asked for and more. Quite a lot more now that I look at it.
I don't think even they know.
Lord Emmerich, eh? And entirely by chance. Ha! Some people have all the luck.
We have also succeeded in configuring the terminals, thanks in no small part to our able assistant.
Nero!
It's been a while, hero. You seem surprised to see me. Lest you misunderstand, I've no interest in such things as cures for tempering. But if you mean to achieve that which eluded even the storied Allagans, it seemed plain that you would require my expertise. And so it proved. Is that not right, Garland?
For all the effort it took to track you down after your latest disappearing act, you could find the cure for death, and it wouldn't be worth the trouble.
That wasn't the only reason I agreed to cooperate. I'm reliably informed that Garland and I are destined to unravel the secrets of travel not only across dimensions, but through time. Doubtless the lion's share of the credit lies with me. 9 parts to Garland's 1. And this research will be a stepping stone to that illustrious achievement.
Very well then. I'll do 1/10 of the work. Just the part that's beyond you.
Whatever you say, Garland.
By the way, the healing applications of crystal foci proved very useful in getting us to where we are now. I must remember to thank Mikoto.
Sid's voice definitely changed, didn't it?
I'm not very... Well, also I'm not listening to English.
Ah, right.
Right. If everyone's ready, let's begin. All appears to be in order. Now, we just have to wait for it to find us our magic. Why not take this opportunity to put your feet up? This may take a while.
A while later. Oh, sleepy Lalafels.
Damn it. It's overloading.
She won't last much longer!
We'll have to shut it down.
Wait! We're close! So very close!
Oh.
Well, this is going swimmingly.
Please, a moment longer. I beg you. There! I was able to memorize the magic before it faded. It still needs to be put to the proof, but I believe we have our cure.
Hooray, and it didn't end up in a cerulean-based explosion.
It's just as well. She'll never run again.
The fault is mine. I'm sorry.
Don't be. It may fall short of dimension hopping, but a cure for tempering is not to be sniffed at. This, my friend, is a world-changing discovery. One we're proud to have had a hand in. A few Magitech terminals are a pittance to pay.
Thank you.
Well, we've done what we can. The rest is up to you.
At long last, we have our cure. In theory, at any rate. We cannot be certain until such time as we put it to the proof, but I am quietly confident. Well, if we are to test it on someone, then I suggest Gabu. His symptoms are relatively mild. As long as you exercise due caution. Yes, as long as you exercise due caution, it'll be fine. Without further ado then, let's make for Limsa. We've kept Gabu waiting long enough.
The same, she says the same thing for both responses.
Hmm?
It's a shame that for either response, she says the same thing.
Hmm. Wow, one-time Aonor is not being a horny bard.
What did he say?
The one-time Aonor is not being a horny bard.
No, what did he say?
Oh no, it's just that, well, I got the contact right here. They just said he has like an air of older person about him.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, guitar. Suddenly guitar riff.
Reminds me, I'm just resetting my retainers since I haven't touched them in God knows how long.
Ah, Limsa. You'll never find a more wretched hive of anime and cringe.
Oh, I think the angel girls look really cute. That's new too.
Hmm.
At least new to me.
I think it's a gold saucer accessory.
I meant there being angel girls.
Yeah, I mean like the angel wings they have on their backs. It's an accessory. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm just not accustomed to seeing a bunch of angel girls.
This plain alley say it's very fond of Gabu. To the extent that I have a hand in it, I shall do all in my power to bring him back. Well, this is a moment of truth. I'll have our host bring Gabu to us at once.
Apologies for the wait. Gabu, have you been good? Still no change, I'm afraid. He just stands there in silence until we move him. It's all right now. We're going to help you get better.
Fancy meeting you here.
Alphino Yushtola! I thought you were attending to primal matters.
We were, and came here for a meeting on the subject. Certain pirate factions did not deign to attend, however, and it was cancelled.
We had resigned ourselves to having wasted a journey when we chanced to espy you. Could it be that there has been progress with the treatment? Using Magitech terminals to formulate the solution. I would never have contemplated such an approach.
So this new magic, adapted from memory transference, would be used to purge the subject of their fanatical faith, while Angelo would be responsible for reanimating the ether of their soul. Yet I wonder at the practicalities. If one were to reanimate the soul first, it would only serve to exacerbate the tempering. Conversely, a stagnant soul would not respond.
Oops.
Would both need to be performed simultaneously.
Not respond to the effects of the magic.
Ah, nothing escapes Master Matoya's inquiring eye. As you say, both must be carried out simultaneously. And thus, I propose to imbue Angelo with the tempering treatment in much the same manner as I did the spirit vessels.
By doing so, we also spare Graha the trouble of casting spell after spell. It's really rather efficient.
Be that as it may, certain difficulties are unavoidable. The imbuing process will still require no small amount of ether. And, as I can no longer draw upon the Crystal Tower's stores of energy, I will be compelled to rely on those of others.
Well, I, for one, would be glad to assist.
As would I. Since the resumption of our duties, it has been naught but stuffy meetings, and I have ample ether to spare.
Excellent. With your permission, then, let us begin. Yes, this will do. And now, it's my turn. Tis done.
No small amount indeed.
Well, we seek to go where even the Allegans did not. It was never like to be easy. The rest is up to you, Alize. The treatment itself will take time and focus, so we will need a quiet room. I'm sure our hosts can spare one. I will go with her. It may be a while before we return, so I would ask for your patience and your faith.
We'll bring Gabu back. You see if we don't.
'Twould seem our part is played. Let us find a place to recuperate while we wait for news.
Well, it seems as good as a spot as any to have a rest.
For years, Eorzea has labored to find a solution to the primal problem, without success. Any hope that tempering could be reversed faded long ago. I myself had given it up as impossible. Given up on the tempered and the light-corrupted alike. They were problems to be tolerated, or else eliminated, I believed. And to think otherwise was pure naivety. Childishness, even. But Alisaie refused to give up. She struggled and she struggled. And her efforts were rewarded with a way to bring back Halric. And now countless others may no longer be beyond salvation. However much we bicker, I have the greatest respect for my sister. Had I half her stubbornness, nay, her unwillingness to accept the status quo, I would be a far better person. A far better scion.
Well, if it's any consolation, she's in all of your work.
She told you of my graduation thesis. How very embarrassing. Nonetheless, it is comforting and not a little surprising to hear that I'm still capable of impressing my sister. On the rare occasions I'm not annoying her, that is. Alisaie, are you all right?
The treatment. Did it work?
Oh, I'm so glad to see you all. Delighted, happy, glad.
Gaboo!
Yay, things are finally looking for the better. Until it's not.
We have
all this
two
time,
more.
My mind was filled with thoughts
things
of
to go
Great
through
Father
now.
Titan.
Patches, yep.
Patches, yeah.
And then an entire expansion
But
with
I
its own
never
set of
forgot
conflicts.
about Mother and Father.
Right, I think that again meant to
Always,
say
they were in my
expansions.
heart.
I never have any
Constantly,
idea which
ever,
patch we're on.
always. So I tried to focus on their faces. Theirs and yours. Alisaie's and everyone's. And I found that I could remember. One thing, then another, and another.
Your hopes reached Gaboo. They helped him to hold on.
I'm so proud of you, Gaboo.
I couldn't have done it without you, Alisaie. Can you help the others too? Cure them, heal them, help them?
Yes, we can. All of them.
Without wishing to dampen the mood, I feel compelled to add certain caveats regarding the viability of the treatment for general use. As you know, reversing the effects of tempering demands a profuse amount of ether. And while Alisaie was able to heal Gaboo alone, I fear the same will not be true for those who exhibit more advanced symptoms. Moreover, the treatment's effects are limited to the soul. It offers no succor to those whose very flesh has been altered through prolonged exposure to a primal's influence. All of which is to say that we cannot save everyone.
Maybe we can't, or maybe we can. No one gave us a hope of saving Gaboo, and yet here we are. We must find a way to treat as many as possible.
Then, The next logical step would be to produce a veritable army of Porkses, would it not? Granted, it seemed a simple enough process in the first, but I suspect it will be different here in the source. Not that I am any authority, of course.
Yet there is an authority on familiars to whom we may grudgingly turn. She's stubborn, haughty, eccentric, irascible, laconic, annoying. And her name is Master Matoya.
Okay, but you're right here.
The real one.
Oh. The actual Master Matoya.
I have to go now, Gabu. But the people here will look after you, all right? And I promise to come and visit you again soon.
All right. Thank you, Alize. Thank you.
As she'll be at pains to remind me, I have not paid Master Matoya a visit since returning from the first. But this seems as good a time as any. Come, let us make for a cave. I wonder if I teleport while you're still in the cutscene, will it also give you the...
I believe so, as long as I'm in the same area.
Cool.
Thank you.
To Edelshire.
Also, yes, I did get it.
Nice. I take it you are ready to bear witness to the joyous reunion of master and pupil. Very well.
Nary a word from you all this time, then you bring every man and his pirogo with you. Did no one teach you any manners, girl?
They were too busy teaching me etherology, Master. Jesting aside, I wanted to be the one to express our gratitude. I am told you spared no effort to sustain our bodies while we were away. And for that, we owe you our lives. Thank you.
You were gone so long, I was starting to think you'd set your heart on staying.
It wasn't easy to leave, as it happens. Seldom does one have the opportunity to study other worlds, and I would not have minded extending my stay by a handful of years.
Ever the scholar. Y'shtola dedicated herself to studying ancient civilizations of the First, befriending a tribe known as the Knights Blessed in the process. There she took on the name of Matoya and won the respect of all the children of the forest.
I merely adopted an alias in accordance with the custom of my hosts. Yours just happened to be the first name that came to mind.
You mean to tell me you went gallivanting about using my name and only bother to visit when you need a favor? And don't pretend you don't. I taught you long enough.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? There was a cutscene.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was supposed to go in the cave. I'm dumb.
Alfie notes screwed up.
Indeed. And devoted pupil that I am, I could not fail to recall my master's sage advice. When the answer eludes you, look to the wisdom of your elders.
You there. Were you going to introduce yourself?
How remiss of me. Grahatia is my name, and I am proud to call myself a scion. I too wish to offer my gratitude for your invaluable aid in sustaining the Archon's bodies, as well as my apologies. It was my inexpert summoning spell which endangered their lives in the first place.
Ah, yes. The one bent on digging up the mysteries of Alag. Old Galaf used to speak of you. And Kryles told me all about your recent exploits. Do you have a bad back or something? At ease, boy. Whatever mess you've made, I'm not in the habit of dwelling on the failings of the younger generation.
You are too kind. I've also heard much and more about you, Master Matoya. 'Tis an honor to finally make your acquaintance.
Well, that's more than enough pleasantries for anyone. Tell me what you want. I haven't got all day. So that's the way of it. It should be a simple enough matter to make the familiar. The magic, on the other hand.
Ah, that you may leave to me. Being the only one possessed of royal blood, I alone can imbue the subject with the necessary magic.
So I just need to create porxes with the power to stir the soul. Just, I say. Though we're talking about a veritable herd of the little buggers, we'd collapse before we reached double figures. But if I could get a familiar to create the familiars, a mother porxie, as it were. Seems I haven't seen the last of that moldy old hole after all.
All right. Off to my old workshop then. Everything required to make your familiar is there. That may be, but no one has set foot in there since the Exodus. I dread to imagine what has become of it. Oh, there's sure to be a handful of feral familiars and mayhap a monster or two, but nothing to trouble the likes of you. You can consider cleaning up the place payment for my help. Fine, we'll do it. Good girl. Now, if there are no other objections, I suggest you run along to the Maker's Quarter. I'll send one of my piragos ahead to let you into the workshop. You need only tell him who you are. One can't be too careful after all. Off you go.
The way they say porksy in the Japanese dub makes me really want some pork.
How did they say it?
Porksy.
Greetings, Ribbit, and welcome to my good mistress's relict. Furo Rogov is my name, and I am honored to be your guide. Within you will find a space dedicated to the makings of familiars, along with a cavern wherein the requisite ingredients may be had. I must warn you, however, that the place has not played host to a single soul, much less a brew in over 15 years, and will, I regret, be in some disarray. But rest assured, my brothers and I will see to it that you do not lose your way. Now then, Ribbit, only say the word, and I will show you in. Matoya's relic is now accessible.
Ooh. I'd have to go around the orb. I'm gonna have to switch to healer, won't I?
I'm sure we can find someone.
I am not patient enough to wait around, you know?
Very impatient, Kier.
Hey, at least I'm talking to the side characters.
Only after I started doing it.
Yeah. And you say that like that's a bad thing.
That means you learned your patience from me.
I wonder if the person next to it is in queue. Oh, I don't see the queue thing on them. I'm dumb. Alright, so we want Matoya's Relict.
Correct.
Find selected and commence. Remind me when we get out to clear my queue so we don't have the same problems before. Either that or send party leader to you.
Either or. Ooh, funky music.
It's Halloween music.
Yeah.
Right. To begin with, I need you to gather a few ingredients. Listen well to what the Pirogos say, or you'll wish you had.
Listen well to the Pirogos. I'm gonna move up ahead a little. Ah!
I definitely haven't played with it.
Mudman. I'm gonna need a blue mage spell from this guy. I think we have to be far away from them.
I don't know. Okay, so they're gonna come at us. That's what I was.
Okay, you need to direct. You need to direct them into the holes. So yeah, you're right where you are. Yeah, there you go. Thanks for the lurk.
Oh, that's
Okay, lure it into the hole. And preferably not towards the guys.
Oh, that did not. Oh, that didn't.
Perfect. And with no casualties yet.
Yeah, I haven't screwed up too much.
Yeah. Get the water flowing.
Okay, we go from one portal to another.
Yep. A slime!
You're not my mom, you frog. Also, these aren't slimes, they're gelatins.
Close enough.
I just keep saying that. Love that I keep stunning them.
Yep, stuns are pretty nice.
Except when they're not.
Yeah, except when they don't work.
Oh, I meant, I noticed that when I'm not supposed to stun them, and I do anyway.
Oh.
I don't realize I'm not supposed to.
I don't know when. When are you not supposed to?
You're trying to lure it somewhere.
Ah. Oh, on this end here. On this row.
Oh. Okay.
I think that's when the other three are where the water's coming from. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, I didn't know the difference between row and column here, so I went with just go on the same square as you. Oh. Fun. So jumping down would probably be a death, wouldn't it?
Probably.
Oh, you kind of muted us pretty well there in this case.
This row.
I still got hit, damn it.
Oh, that was a secondary attack.
Oh.
Yay.
Oh.
Clay, water, what else do we need?
Oh, look. Fire. Oh, it's pottery. I'm dumb.
Oh,
I think
fire.
it was just magic would be the fire, but what would do the magic? You know, I was thinking of, just for funsies, making some, primitive pottery. I almost said primal pottery. Sorry, pottery. No, primitive pottery for fun, because that raised bed I had to dig up was full of clay. Obviously mixed with other stuff, but there's, you know, in the primitive days they were able to clean it up. I don't see why I can't. Oh, hey, it's Noah.
What?
Oh, there's your slimes, and I was making a Bible reference.
I think the splitting the body of liquid is Moses, not Noah.
Oh, right, you're right. Man, I was a bad Christian. Or actually more if I am when now I'm not one. I was more interested in the cultural studies of it in seminary than anything else.
Nice of him to prevent our progress, so that it's just enough mobs to not have us die. Right? No, I can do it like this. There you go. Now there's a rear.
Oh no, I guess Judica just does not care about the rear. I was like, wait, do we have any classes to use that? And then I saw them use through North to like, yeah. That my people go to the cauldron. Uh-oh. I do not like the look of the last achievement. Or goal, objective.
To defeat the Mother Porksy.
Yep.
Right then. Let's get this over with. Newborns are wont to be difficult. Sure, who's in charge?
Porcine Porcelain, Mother Porksy.
Well, I've got a cat locked in here with me now.
Oh no.
Peter about having medication.
Stand right here, Kira.
I didn't know how far back it's going to push. Oh, here. In the correct place, I guess it's like no damage. Oh.
Approaching it was not the right idea, apparently.
Oh, crap. Oof. supposed to do that. Whatever. Find her.
I think we have to run around until we like see her or something.
Oh.
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 Oh, there she is. This way.
Yeah.
Well, that was convenient.
Yeah. As soon as I look away, I can't say. Oh, because we're recording it. Change. What's going on there? No, I don't want to watch this video. Tenderloin, Jesus.
Yeah. Yippee!
Yay!
You're giving it a haircut.
Well, that's what they did.
There we are. Quite tame.
Then all that remains is for me to imbue her with the magic. My friends, I'm afraid I must trouble you for your ether once more. That should suffice.
Good. Let's set her to work then, shall we? I want to see some porkses. Assuming, that is, someone can spare the requisite energy. A mere drop in the ocean for the great sorceress Matoya, I dare say. excellent. Our very own litter of Angelos. And we can make as many more as we want, simply by providing the Mother Porksy with additional ether.
I will require a moment before I try again.
It's still hard work, but a damn sight more efficient than making them one by one. Thank you, Master Matoya. Everyone. We're a step closer to our goal.
Distributed amongst the allied nations, they should do much to facilitate closer dialogue with the beast tribes. And given their present travails, I believe our friends in Limsa Lominsa should be the first beneficiaries.
Agreed. Though I must leave this errand to you. I doubt my legs will carry me out of the cave, much less to Vilbrand. Thank you for taking the lead in gathering the ingredients. I expect you would benefit from a rest too.
In addition to the Porksies, I trust you've gained an inkling of how much effort goes into the creation of familiars. Or mayhap you attribute your struggles to old age.
If I said yes, would it persuade you to treat me like an adult?
Not with that pertness, it wouldn't. Anyway, assuming you have no other favors to ask, I shall be leaving.
Lest you wonder, Master Matoya has returned to a cave with Yastola. They are peace and apart, are they not? You may now enter Matoya's relic with a party of NPC avatars. Yay!
Yeah, we get the same reward we always do.
Yay. Well then, my friends, let us return to Limsa Lominsa and deliver the good news to the Admiral. A word to the officer in Bulwark Hall should be sufficient to secure us an audience. Don't forget to switch your class for the XP.
Oh, right. Oops. Too late. At least it wasn't too much of a loss of XP.
Why, Green, ever a welcome sight. Tidings for the Admiral, you say? She's presently receiving guests. But for the Scions, I know she will make an exception. Follow me. Oh no, guests in Limsa Lominsa. Who could it ever be? Oh, Beastkin. That's one thing I did not expect.
Well, I mean, they did say that's what they were going to do.
My friends, what brings you here this day? Is this true? By the Navigator. The cure for tempering. As often as I've been all of you Scions, I would not have thought it possible. And yet it is, Admiral. We have done it, here in Limsa, and production of more familiars has already begun. You have my thanks, truly. This will do much to advance the cause of peace, yet I fear it will take more to close a rift betwixt man and beast man. Even to speak thus divides us. Welcome as it is, a cure will not guarantee reconciliation between our peoples. Although summoning and the tempered may serve to fuel the conflict, they are but symptoms of it. If we are to resolve the primal problem once and for all, we must address the cause. We must strive for a mutual understanding and find a way to leave our bloody past behind. Twas I who moved that the Alliance renew its push for peace. Since our ancestors came to these shores some 7 centuries past, we Lamentans have been at odds with those who share our island home. Save for a brief moment of cooperation with the kobolds, our history has been one of nigh constant territorial squabbling. Meanwhile, our struggle with the Sahagin for control of the seas has only grown fiercer, a matter made worse by the thrice-damned calamity driving it to seek new spawning grounds. With survival at stake, each had no choice but to fight, and so I dismissed peace as impossible. Impossible is a word coined by the weak. I proclaimed to all who'd listen, and then gave up. You and yours put me to shame. Since you led us to victory against the Black Wolf, you have achieved the impossible again and again and again. And I thought it high time I followed suit, hence my proposal to the Alliance Council. But no sooner did I reach out to your neighbors in Bilbrand than my own people sought to thwart me. You speak of the pirates who failed to attend the meeting. Aye. Acting through a friendly faction among the kobolds, we had intended to seek an audience with the prominent patriarch. But the bloody executioners would not hear of it, and their absence sent a message to the rest. Though they are but one of the 3 pirate powers, they are the greatest, and any attempt at peace would founder without them. I am given to understand that their leader, Captain Hilfer, has been bedridden for some time with an ailment to the lungs. Correct. In his absence, a right hand bleeds. A man named Sikard but recently risen to prominence among their ranks. Save for his disdain for authority, little is known about him. We have invited him to speak with us more than once, but he will not come. I had tasked Yellow Jackets and the Rogues with uncovering his motives. They have yet learned naught of any value. Well, I guess it's a job for us then. We have a nose for the truth. Whatever this Sikard wants, we'll find out. Truly, I'd be much obliged. I shall look forward to hearing what you learn then. Good luck.
Oh, but that did not work for you. There we go.
Yay. By way of a first step, I suggest we split up and take inquiries from around town. Someone must know this Sikard. If you could approach the Pirates' Green, the rest of us will seek out merchants and adventurers. Where are Carvalane and the Sirens?
Aw, he was too far again. There you go.
Curious about Saccard, are you? As am I, my friend. As am I. Sadly, I know nothing of the man, save that the bloody executioners experienced a marked improvement in their fortunes after his promotion. Quite how he achieved this is a matter of some debate. As you know, the Thalassocracy permits us to attack only Gallian vessels, yet these have all but vanished from the seas since the Empire turned in upon itself. In order to adapt, we Krakens have taken to trading with the East. The executioners are less forward-looking. I cannot imagine they would willingly abandon the old ways. So how then are they lining their coffers? Whatever their secret, they are not like to share it with their rivals. But mayhap you will have more luck.
Here you go.
Yay.
Overcall.
Eh? Want to know about Saccard? He's a wily bugger, is what he is. Found some clever way to make coin, they say, and traded for a Monscate's place at the old Herefair side. Most of the time, we raced the executioners for our pick of the Empire's fleet. The Guardians aren't gone in them days with them. Owing to which, we'd all had us to look for other ways to make ends meet. But that jumped up bilge rat Saccard landing the juiciest, whatever that may be. Although we Sirens are struggling mind. We do well enough guarding fishing boats and the fish packing out the beasties. Got the first pick of the produce for our trouble sea. Quality stuff at bargain price. Mostly passed to our sisters as can't sail on account of getting old or wounded with a child, and they cook it up and sell it for a pretty profit. Simple. Oh, I miss the old ways, don't get me wrong. When I see the girls with their little ones, I think to myself, a life is peace and quiet ain't all bad. I see everyone has returned. Now, who would like to go first? So, just as the Imperial prey began to disappear, Saccard turned the executioner's fortunes around with a mysterious new source of income. Whatever it is nothing to scoff at. According to a tavern keeper I spoke to, the crew have been indulging themselves as never before, but no amount of drink seems to loosen their tongues as to how they are coming by their coin. For my part, I spoke with a reporter from the Harbour Herald. The publication has been investigating the secret of the executioner's good fortune, and making little headway. Plainly, the executioners do not wish the nature of their business to be made public. And I think I may know why. In the course of making inquiries on the Hawker's Alley, an interesting fact came to light. Just as the executioners began to enjoy better fortunes, the price of crystal went into steep decline, a sharp decline, a sudden fall in demand, as I was told. Curious, I contacted Hori Boulder, who has been watching the movements of beast tribes, and my suspicions were proven correct. Despite ever-worsening relations between the beast tribes and the thalassocracy, neither Titan nor Leviathan have made an appearance of late, suggesting that the Kobolds and Sahagin lack the means to which summoned them. Oh no, they're selling... Yep. Do you mean to say the executioners are divesting them of their crystals? All indications point to that conclusion, yes, though we have no hard evidence as yet. We must investigate further. Agreed. So how do we proceed? Oh, I have an idea about that. In fact, I've already taken the liberty of making certain provisions. During my inquiries, a disgruntled merchant informed me that a wholesaler of crystal had recently arrived in Limsa Lominsa, offering wares at prices far undercutting the competition. After asking around, I was able to gain an introduction, and will shortly pose as a potential buyer, in a bid to establish the crystal's provenance. The man is due to be at Oshan's Embrace in Lower Lanosia shortly. I suggest we make our way there at once. It's probably easier to just teleport out of the 8th, right?
That is what I did. I will say the next cutscene is peak one of the characters.
Oh no.
What could possibly be wrong with me saying that? I thought who is probably overhead of me.
Yes. That appears to be our merchant. Wish me luck. Wait. If he truly is in league with the bloody executioners, he will surely be wary of those allied to the Admiral, the Scions not least of all. Compared to yours and Green's, mine is an unfamiliar face. Let me play the role of buyer. Graha is right, and even if you aren't recognized on sight, you look too genteel to be mixing with society's underbelly. Genteel? But very well. I leave it to you, Graha. Is he gonna go, hello, how do you do, fellow criminal? This guy. Got business with me, Catboy. You're the crystal wholesaler? That I am, but you're no merchant. So what do you want the crystals for? Don't look at us, you idiot! You'll give yourself away! Ah, I see. You're a weaponsmith, am I right? You need crystals to make staffs like that fine specimen you got there. That's right. I am indeed a weaponsmith, and I use naught but the finest materials. I bid you show me your wares. Well, we don't invite just anybody into our storehouses. It's time to establish trust, you understand. Look, I have a large and urgent commission. If the quality is satisfactory, I will not quibble over the price. Alright, it's plain that there's no ordinary crystal adorning your staff, so I'll make an exception. Come with me. I feel like he's about to get scammed.
I mean, obviously. Gratia.
It seems to be working. Let's follow them. He would pay for an extended warranty on a car, even if he doesn't have a car.
Yeah. Assume it's like some family member's car. The great lost aunt. About to say, I don't even think cars existed in Cedar First, but you literally were driving one.
Yes. I went into that tunnel. Quietly now. You won't find any finer, especially not for the price. Indeed. I would expect to pay more than double for such quality. How could they possibly be so cheap? There's nothing unlawful about them, if that's your worry. They're from Ogomoro, if you take my meaning. The stuff's as pure as it gets. You'll be disappointed. So, how much do you want? Ogomoro, taken from the kobolds just as we suspected. That's enough. Shut your gobs and turn around. Slowly. I'm Sakad, acting captain of the Bloody Executioners. No need to introduce yourselves, we know who you are. Scions. And we also know you've been chatting to the Admiral. Got eyes and ears everywhere, see. Considers being the only true pirate crew left in Limsa. So we established you ain't here to buy crystals. Question is, what are you here for? You're bold to reveal yourself to us without knowing our objective. But that would explain your swift rise to power. You have spoken plain, and so I shall return the favor. We came here to learn why the Bloody Executioners oppose the Admiral's will. And we have our answer. Should Limsa Lominsa make peace with the kobolds, you will lose a source of your newfound wealth. That's right. Just to remind you that we ain't breaking any rules here. The law forbids us from attacking any vessel not flying the Imperial flag, but it don't say nothing about beastmen. Only reason we keep our operation nice and quiet is because we don't want no one taking our business. Wait, just listen to the end, will ya? For what it's worth, I had the highest respect for you and yours. Him, especially. While the Maelstrom were worried about dirtying their fancy red clobber, you lot stormed Ugamaro and badged Bleeding Titan himself. Raise a mug to you when I heard the news. And now we are following in your footsteps. You're making sure the beastmen never summon their stinking gods again. Practically your successors, we are. When there were still Imperial ships about, we did our bit for Limsa and went after them. But with the Guardians gone, there's no one to ply our trade on except the beastmen. So let us have that, eh? It's only fair. Contentious though some may find your views, it is true that you have broken no laws. That being so, I see no reason why you should not state your case directly to the Admiral's face. Unless the acting captain of the only true pirate crew left in Limsa Lominsa has some other cause to hide in the cave. Well said indeed. Alright, I'll meet with the Admiral. I'll even provide the venue. The Astalica. I trust she won't turn down the invitation. Is it going to be an obvious assassinate the Admiral incident coming up? I feel like that's what they're going to do.
Again?
I feel like they're just going to lure the Admiral onto their ship so they can try to assassinate her.
Yeah, that's my thought too. Or at best just kidnap her.
That too. I thought myself the hunter, but it turns out I was a prey. A timely reminder that the pirate piles of Limsa Lominsa are not to be trifled with. But all's well that ends well. Garatia's timely provocation had the desired effect, and Sekad has agreed to a meeting. Let us hurry back to Limsa Lominsa and pass on his invitation to the Admiral. Green, your companions have already reported to the command room. Will you be joining them? Yes. Welcome back, my friends. What news? So they have been stealing crystals from the kobolds. My thanks for solving the mystery and securing a meeting besides. Suffice to say, I accept Sekad's invitation, and I would have you join me as my guests. The future of Limsa hangs upon the outcome of this meeting, and I would have the Scions present to bear witness.
Look who's come crawling!
Traitor!
You can shove your peace!
Welcome aboard, Admiral. I'll wager you don't remember me. Sekad,
acting captain of the bloody executioners, at your service.
'Twas kind of you to invite us. Now, if Captain Hillfear has a message for me, I bid you speak it.
We have just the one demand. That you forget this bilge about making peace with the beastmen. Ours is a nation of pirates. Always has been, always will be. Deny us our right to plunder, and you deny who we are.
Too bloody right! Pirates till we die!
What we want, we take!
Piracy has no place in our future.
What'd she say?
Pirates have no place.
Our nation has prospered through piracy, 'tis true. Yet it is but one part of our long and storied history. Centuries ago, our ancestors led a failed rebellion and were driven from their homes with little more than the shirts on their backs. In fear of their lives, they sailed south until they came to these shores. Finding the land occupied by kobolds, however, they were forced to turn to piracy in order to survive. And survive they did. But not so long ago, when the Empire threatened to crush everything we'd built, we set aside piracy and joined hands with our neighbors. This too was in order to survive. And survive we did. Time after time we fought the Empire, and time after time we won. And through trade with our newfound allies, we prospered more than we ever did through pillaging and plundering. The Empire teeters on the brink of collapse. Ere long, provinces like Wurlit and Bosnia and many others will regain their freedom. When they do, our matchless fleet will lead the world in a new golden age of commerce. The tides favor us, and the ocean beckons with her vast bounty. But if we cling to the old ways, this great ship we call Limsa will trade the boundless seas for a lagoon. Shall we scorn the world's wealth for a plundered pittance then? Or shall we embrace change and thrive like our ancestors before us? The choice is yours. But if we are to prosper in the coming age, the whole of Vilbrand must become our ship, and a kobold and Sahagin our crewmates.
Rousing words. Might even be some truth in them. But pirating's all we've ever known. And we ain't about to give it up just 'cause you say so. Still, we're all the Mincins here and no one wants a war. So where does that leave us?
Long before you became Admiral, I heard you was captain of the League of Lost Bastards. That true? If so, you'd know how we pirates settle our differences.
A duel. Very well. As Admiral of Limsa Laminsa, I accept your challenge.
This ain't over! Not till one of us is dead! Finish the job! Or I will!
It's the captain!
Captain Ilfir!
Ye fool! 'Twas over afore it began.
Captain!
Seems the whelps have been yapping while their master was abed. Listen well, all of ye. Since the signing of the Galadian Accord, we all of us have been part of the same crew. The crew of the good ship Lemsa Laminsa. At the helm of that ship is the Admiral. And 'tis she who decides where we sail. Was I not clear on that point? Or did you forget whose deck you stand on? Nay? Then what in the seven hells are you playing at?
It's all we know, Captain. If we ain't pirates, what are we?
You're bloody idiots is what ye are. Idiots with your own lives ahead of ye. Ye can do anything ye want. Be anything ye want. We're pirates, aye. And we pirates love our loot. But that ain't our first love. Our first love is the sea. The sea! And what she brings us. Freedom! So hold fast to that. Let the brine-crusted husk that stands before you now be the last of them as knew naught save out of steel. And make of yourselves a new breed of pirate! Lad, I made ye me right hand 'cause I saw something in ye. And I still do. You have the makings of a captain. All you lack's the belief. Well now, it seems we're of one mind after all. Apologies for the misunderstanding, Admiral. We're with ye, wherever ye be headed.
You have my thanks, Hilfir.
Your choice of dueling pistol did not escape my notice. Good old Annihilator. Ender of many a proud pirate's voyage. Mistbeard's vanished into legend, and it won't be long before I take my rest in the depths. Yet be that as it may, the old ways can only truly die when we've dealt the Empire the telling blow. There'll be stormy seas ahead, no doubt. But I'm trusting ye to steer us through to the other side.
Though I had anticipated a duel, I did not foresee that Hilfir would intervene. But I'm full glad I am that he did. It would have been a shame to kill the boy. Instead, the whelp has learned a valuable lesson, and we have made peace amongst ourselves. All that remains is to do likewise with our neighbors. Now, I need hardly tell you, but any attempt to negotiate with the tribes is doomed to fail unless their minds can be first wrested from their grip of their gods. And so, in the meeting we seek to arrange with the kobolds, I would have you free their leader of Titan's influence. Leave it to us. We will open his ears to reason. You have my thanks. Ere we proceed, there is something you should know. Some 50 years passed when the Sahagins swarmed at our halls in ever greater numbers. Limsa entered into a covenant with the kobolds. To men shall go to the bounty of the sea, to kobolds shall go the bounty of the land. Wrong voice. An ostensibly equitable arrangement, conspicuously lacking in detail. Aye, inadvertently or not, the wording was ambiguous, and we took advantage of it, moving to claim the northern reaches of Lanosia, which the kobolds believed theirs. Bloodshed followed, and bloodshed to answer the bloodshed, and on it went, till every ilm of Ilbrand bore the stain of our conflict. This is not history, you understand. It is a present, fresh and raw. And with their kindred's blood yet on our hands, we will struggle to regain the kobolds' trust, even should we cure their tempered.
Admiral, you speak of obstacles we are like to encounter at the meeting. As things stand, I see no reason why the kobolds would agree to a meeting in the first place.
And so we must provide a reason. I will restore the stolen crystal to them, and personally deliver the cargo along with my apologies.
Wait. They would welcome us into their midst not to speak of peace, but to have you at their mercy.
Aye. And given the wealth of crystals we will bring, I wager they will attempt to summon Titan there and then. Meaning a high priest would need to be present, to whom we could administer the cure. Precisely. He is the fish I would catch, but he will not be alone. Nay, he will have guards on hand, and they will lay down their lives to protect him. Yet a single death on the kobold's side would jeopardize our chance at peace. And there my venture found us.
Yet it need not. What if we were to employ the Conqueror's chain? Though we would still have to weaken the kobolds, it would allow us to subdue them without inflicting lasting harm.
The artifact Mistbeard used to take goods and not life. Aye, that would serve. Well done, Marshal. So, friends, what do you think of our strategy? The effects of the tempering are cumulative, and we may safely assume that the High Priest's exposure to primal influence is extensive. It will therefore take a great deal of aether to reverse its effects, not to mention time. Time which during Alice would be defenseless. Even should we all look to her protection, I am not convinced we could keep an entire army of kobolds at bay. Well, I'm happy to take that risk. It's not as if we have any other choice. Besides, it's what Tesleen would do. And had I not followed her example, we wouldn't even have a cure for tempering, much less a chance to bring peace to Vilbrand. So, I'm going to kill that priest, or die trying. I believe in you, Alice. And I believe in you too, you and everyone. I know you'll keep me safe. It is settled then. See to your preparations and make for Camp Overlook. We will join you there anon. Yes, I do not guarantee anything in life.
I feel like that subplot was pretty disappointing because it just had no teeth.
What had no teeth?
There was no... The subplot with the, interim captain pulling all that stuff and being all threatening, except not really.
Yeah.
And then crying like a little kid, like, at the conclusion is just, They should have flushed that out more. Or just skipped over it. And just mentioned that happens and went on.
Alfino wasn't lying when he said I'd be defenseless, so I'm counting on you all to give me the time I need. Our sole purpose will be to keep you out of harm's way, so leave that to us and focus on your own task. Indeed. And should you want for Aether, you need only say the word. Gabu, did you follow us here?
There's something important that I want to say to the High Priest. Express, say. Let me come with you, please.
I'm sorry, but it's too dangerous. I need you to promise me that you'll stay here where it's safe, alright? My apologies for the wait. It took time, but we have secured our audience. All unfolded as expected. At the mention of my returning their crystals in person, the kobolds certainly remembered how keen they were to be reconciled. And so, in the glorious spirit of cooperation, we are to be received by Patriarch Zardar of the Second Order, who awaits our pleasure in the navel. If you are ready, let us proceed to the Ugamaro mines at once. What you doing there?
Oh, just waiting for you.
Oh, you have a whale.
I realized I was probably getting way too ahead. What about a whale?
No, there was someone with a whale behind us.
Ah. I thought you said I had a whale. I'm like, no. Oh, right. Have to go all the way around. Oh, I think we have to split up.
Yep.
I'm gonna do this lazy mode.
What's too loud?
I'm gonna do this lazy mode.
Oh. Oops, I forgot to read stuff. This Aetherite will bear us to our quarry. Should he make the summon Titan, as I anticipate, we will halt the ceremony and restrain him. At this, all hells will break loose, and we will have an army of kobolds to entertain till Alisae's work is done. Just remember, none must die. We weaken them, and let Ainzar do the rest. It is time. Say the calls, my friends. I spy calmer waters beyond this squall.
Greetings, Patriarch. I am Merlwib Blufisvin, Admiral of Limsa Leminsa. I come before you to offer my sincerest apologies for the many wrongs committed by my people against you and yours.
You were foolish to come here. Stupid, unwise, foolish. The Great Father shall have your souls for your folly.
Aye, just as we thought.
Now, Alisaie! Quickly!
You don't need to tell me!
Let none pass. We must grant her as much time as we can.
Duty commence. Protect Alisaie.
We must protect Alisaie!
You're in my sights. You're in my sights.
Oh, just what we need. You're not alone.
You're in my sights.
Here you are, Alisaie.
Ether! Just a little more! Yes, this will do. Here I go. Go, Angela!
Did it work?
What?
What is the meaning of this?
I'm sorry, but they died by your hand. You sacrificed them to summon Titan.
No, 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 no! Why would I do such a thing?
Would that there were a cure for the victims of the Tempered.
Gabu! What are you doing here?
Patriarch, please listen to me. Hear, heed, listen. The Great Father we have been summoning is false. He only hurts us and those we love. For a long time, his voice filled my mind. It told me to do terrible things. Awful, unspeakable, terrible things. But I didn't give in to it. And you mustn't either. There's been too much pain already. So please, end the suffering.
What have I done?
We share this child's desire, Patriarch. An end to summoning, for it spells naught but misery for both our peoples. For many long years, man and kobold have feuded over territory, pillaging and perishing for the earth beneath our feet. It may be said that we fought to survive, but what we have sown in blood, we have reaped in suffering, and it cannot go on. I would see us set aside the past and work together for peace.
It was wrong of me to hurt my own in the name of the Great Father. Sinful, evil, wrong. But that doesn't mean there can be peace between us. Men cannot be trusted. The bounty of the land was to be ours, and yours the bounty of the sea. But you broke the pact. Violated, breached, broke. Unready as we were, what choice had we but to call upon the Divine to rid ourselves of your tyranny?
None, and I do not blame you for it. In violation of the spirit, if not the letter, of the pact, we took your lands for our own. The fault lies wholly with us. On behalf of all Laminsons, I offer you my humblest apology. I pray you'll find it in your heart to accept it. Yet I know an apology alone will not serve to make things right. So, we will revise the pact to leave no room for doubt. And any who violate it shall face justice, swift and certain.
No, we won't be fooled. Not again.
Please, hear me to the end. Fleeting though it was, there was a time when man and kobold abided together in harmony, in cooperation. In those days, your people shared the secrets of smelting. Knowledge which allowed Limsa Lominsa to thrive. Much of what we have, we owe to the kobolds. And so, for the good of all who dwell on this isle, I wish to make you an offer. We will bear your people's wares to every corner of the world and trade them in your stead. In return, we will bring you the bounty, not only of the sea, but lands both near and far. Whatever you desire, the Navigator as my witness, you shall have it. There will be no more man and beastman, just the crew of the great ship that is Vilbrand. And together, we will share in the wealth of the world. If you'll only accept our hand in friendship.
We want to believe you. We truly do. But we believed you before and you betrayed us. Fooled, deceived, betrayed us.
There are bad men, it's true. But there are also good ones. And the ones before you are the best of them. They were always kind to me. Caring, nice, kind, and I trust them with my life.
Before I became Admiral, I was a pirate. I stole. I fought. I stained the sea red with blood. Such is my past, and I dare not forget it, however much I might want to. That is death penalty. The pistol I used to pass judgment on my own sire when he fell thrall to Leviathan and betrayed his comrades. It's loaded. If you were to point it at my head and pull the trigger, I would most assuredly die.
Oh, that was weird.
Though it isn't much, my life is the single most valuable thing I possess. If it will suffice to atone for past wrongs, take it. A single bullet to annul the old pact, and my blood to write it anew. What comes after, I entrust to this man, my second in command. I know that he will do his utmost for the happiness of all who call Vilbrand home.
I do not trust you. Not yet. But Gabu does. And I will trust him.
We want you to know that we respect your faith. There's nothing wrong with giving thanks to the land which sustains you. But summoning is different. Should you hear of anyone who would attempt it, we ask that you appeal to their better judgment, or failing that, seek our aid. We're always ready to help.
Many and more of my brethren are yet enthralled to the Great Father, just as I was. If you could free them too, I would be grateful. Appreciative, thankful, grateful.
Tis we who should be grateful, Patriarch. I thank you for affording us this chance.
To its seem, we have found a way forward with the kobolds. Next, we will help the Second Order to free their tempered brethren from thraldom. Theirs is far from the only order, of course. It will take no small amount of time and effort to reach the rest. But reach them we will, however long it takes. I would say that I was in your debt, but that has been long since been true. So instead, I will say thank you for helping us to plot a new course not only for Limsa Lominsa, but for all of Eorzea.
Right. Let's return to the Rising Stones.
Admiral, something strange is afoot at the floating city.
Breathe, man. What is it?
I think it's best you see for yourself. Please, come with me.
What in the world is that? A tower.
An obelisk.
You can see it too, then? I feared I was losing my wits. One moment I was patrolling as usual, and the next it was just there.
Yes? This is she. I am. I'm looking at it. What? Understood. Send the Elder Seedseer my regards. The communications officer. It seems this isn't the only tower. They've sprung up all across Eorzea. Nothing more is known, only that they appear to be of Garlean construction. Our allies on the Alamegan front are on highest alert. Forgive my directness, but would you join them? They may well need the help.
Of course, Admiral. We shall make all haste.
My thanks. I will return to Limsa to weigh our response. Look for Commander Hext when you arrive in Alamigo, and may the Navigator speed you on your way.
Here, are you still in a cutscene?
That I am.
Which cutscene?
I just got to see the tower.
Ah.
Also, is Gabu like a little kid voice for you too? Because the English translation dialogue thing did not sound like a little kid at all.
Yeah,
Well,
it
read
did have a
like
kid
one.
voice.
It's so weird. It's just like not kid words. It's like kid words in the Japanese.
Yeah, I was more expecting like scraggly kind of voice. High pitched.
Yeah. He basically said in Japanese, please stop doing bad things. The bad things makes everyone sad.
Ah.
Which is just a huge contrast.
Well, I can't invite you to party because you're in a cutscene.
I'm sorry.
Well, I'm just going to teleport ahead of you then.
Go for it.
Thank you for coming so soon. I'll send for Commander Aldin at once, and we can decide what to do about these infernal towers.
Roger preserved!
It can't be.
The palace! After them!
You're here. Good.
Well, well, well!
Sorry.
To be received by such an illustrious cast! Why? Even the hero of the piece is here! I feel quite starstruck.
What'd you say, Kier?
Oh, I sneezed and then apologized.
Ah, I didn't hear the sneeze.
Ah, sorry. Guess my AI covered it.
Is that a sigh?
Oh no, the return of the most punchable face in all of Eorzea.
His body, more like. You don't fool us.
Oh! You saw straight through it! Anyone would think you dealt with Ascians before. Permit me to introduce myself. I am Fandaniel, and may I say what a pleasure it is to finally make your acquaintance.
The towers. What are they for?
My, straight to business is it? Suit yourself. It is my intention to recreate the final days. To which end I have distributed a collection of rather ingenious devices, or towers, which will, in time, give rise to the grandest of spectacles.
The final days? But it was the Ascians who labored to prevent them.
You're quite right, though I would expect no less from one responsible for eliminating my unsundered colleagues. Honestly, the three of them were obsessed with restoring the one true world. As a sovereign individual, however, I never had much interest in such things. I mean, why bother when you're just another sundered minion? Admittedly, Elidibus was not convinced by that argument, but thanks to you, I'm finally free of his incessant nagging. Free to use my powers as I see fit, to fulfill my heart's desire. And my heart's desire is to lay this half-broken world to waste, leaving nary a fleck of dust behind!
What? Why would you want such a thing?
Because I want wretched creatures who ask such meaningless questions to die! You! And you! And you! I want you all to die! And I want to die too! Oh, yes! I want to die and take everyone with me in a paroxysm of pain and suffering! I'm different, you see, from the ancients who clung to dear life, and from you. So don't bother trying to reason with me. You will find I have no reason, or creed, or any such tripe. I just want to destroy the world. But please do resist with all your might. It will add to my enjoyment. Now then! Ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes peeled, for the curtains have risen on the spectacle to end all spectacles. We, the Telophoroi, shall be your performers, and this very star our stage. Ah, but I nearly forgot. I have a message for you. My esteemed patron, Lord Xenos, eagerly awaits you at the heart of the chaos. While I wish only to destroy the world, he exists solely to relive a certain, transcendent moment with you. And it is for that reason he would reduce all to ash. Pray see to it his dreams do not go unfulfilled. For if you should disappoint him, my trusty companion here, whom I've dubbed Lunar Bahamut, will burn your cities and everyone in them.
Everyone out! My men will tend to the blaze.
Thank goodness everyone's safe. We managed to put out the fire, though not quickly enough to save the garden. Robon, can I leave it to you to send word to the Alliance? I'm going to take a unit and investigate the tower. We need to find out what it's for. We'll go with you.
No, you won't. You'll rest. From what Meadowweb tells me, you're due some time off duty. Should we learn anything about the tower, we'll be sure to share it with you. Until then, I want you to rest.
Very well. But if you need our help, don't hesitate. And take care, both of you. Ray, return to the Rising Stones. Honestly, he's still more likable than the actual Asahi.
Yeah, much more likable. He's just, an agent of chaos for the sake of chaos. The other guy was a prick because he felt superior.
Yes.
Imagine being more likable after an Ascian takes over your body.
I'm sorry?
Imagine being more likable after an Ascian takes over your body.
Yeah. Ah, you're back too. Good. We received reports from the Alliance. Since we are all here, perhaps those who bore witness to the events in Alamigo could treat the rest of us to a first-hand account? No sooner do we overcome one problem than another appears. It would all seem tediously predictable but for the endless variety of our foes. This Van Daniel sounds even more unhinged than his patron. Unhinged, perhaps, but no fool. For all his pantomime theatrics, he gave away little about his plot. We know only that he intends to recreate the final days, and that the towers will somehow facilitate this. He also called his dragon Lunar Bahamut. Let's not forget that little detail. Maybe the towers are going to pull the moon into the earth and just...
Yeah.
Kaboom.
Or it'll pull the other, I forgot what they call the others, because we're in the first, right?
No, we're the source. The first
source.
is
well,
first is a
Shadowbringers.
Shadowbringers.
First and the other ones into the source.
Aren't they kind of like on that separate planes, though?
Okay, so I guess you gotta bring all the planes together?
Hmm. Well, yeah, but that's more rejoining. That's what the Ascians are trying to do. This guy just wants to destroy it.
I mean, bring them all together to, explode, I guess.
I think you're thinking too much into it.
No. I'm not actually thinking all that much into it. It's just what comes to mind.
Hmm. And the creature certainly did resemble the Elder Primal. That may be, but the fact it answered to Fandaniel would suggest they are not one and the same entity. I think it more probable that it is some manner of simulacrum born of Ascian magics. Whatever it is, for now we can work closely with the Alliance and remain vigilant. I believe that concludes our news. What of yours, Yastola? I have been to see the Sultana. Knowing how quick the immortal flames are to dispose of their tempered, I judge it best to provide them with a cure first. As soon as I sufficiently recovered, I traveled to Ul'dah and delivered the porksies to Her Grace, along with detailed instructions on their use. Yet my visit chanced to coincide with the arrival of some troubling tidings. The immortal flames had been on the cusp of agreeing to a truce with the Amalja when the negotiations abruptly collapsed. The Amalja claimed that a number of their kind have been abducted, and that men are responsible. Not as known of the perpetrators as yet, but as the immortal flames went about investigating the abductions, they came upon one of Fandaniel's towers. On the subject of the towers, you may be interested to learn they are not an exclusively Eolzian phenomenon. According to the Alliance, they have been sighted as far afield as Yangxia. And it would seem reasonable to assume that they are everywhere. We simply have not found them. Well, as you said yourself, we can do little for now save remain vigilant. And since we are dealing with a dragon, ostensibly at least, I believe it would behoove us to enlist the aid of an authority on such foes. Estinian! Now just a moment. If he could be persuaded to lend us his lance, I would be first to welcome it, but the truth is we will struggle to find him. You let me and Kryle worry about that. We'll sniff it out no matter where he's hiding. If indeed he is hiding, we have ways of locating him regardless. So if there are no objections, we shall depart at once. Well, rather than sitting around, I think I might go each of the city-states and educate them in the use of the porksies. They will doubtless appreciate it, but might you consider taking a moment to rest before leaving? You will be fresher for the tasks ahead. Well, my friend, our moment of triumph did not last long. Oh dear, are you not enjoying our adventure? Come now, I didn't say that. While it may not be the most carefree experience, there's nothing in this world I would rather do than write a new future with you. Oh. A long future, mind.
Yeah.
Whatever the Telefori might hope. We'll stop them, won't we? Together.
Don't know how anyone can not see the sexual tension between the two, or I guess more romantic tension.
Meanwhile, somewhere in the
romantic
locks.
tension.
Romance, admiration, whichever.
Definitely romance. Like, admiration's in it, obviously.
The scouts should have been back by now. I'm gonna go and find them. Oh, thank goodness for that.
Glory be.
Glory be to Garibald!
Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace.
The piles have been driven as planned, and the first of the beasts has roared to life. Moreover, I am pleased to report that preparations are well underway for the rest. Ere long, chaos shall reign over all the land, as befits the final days.
Call it what you will, so long as my friend returns to me, fangs bared and claws sharpened. I care not.
Of course, my lord. By strange coincidence, your dear friend chanced to be present when I made my declaration. I took the liberty of informing him that you await his coming, though I confess I may have singed him a little in the process.
And why do you tell me this? Are you in such a hurry to die?
Ah, my apologies. I must guard my tongue lest it be the end of me. Though, there is something to be said for such a glorious death. Better to fall to one who has it all than falter before an inferior. Huh. I shall keep it in mind as a contingency. For now, however, I shall proceed with the plan. My lord.
I must find myself a new weapon. One worthy of our long-awaited reunion.